Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving straight into the super dramatic opening of one of the world's most profound texts, the Bhagavad Gita. You know, this first chapter, it's what sets the stage for a conversation that has literally echoed through thousands of years.
So our story kicks off not with some big philosophical statement, but with the simple question from a blind king. We find ourselves on this holy field called Kurukṣetra. It's a place of dharma, sacred duty. And you can just feel the tension in the air. We've got two massive armies, and here's the kicker. They're all part of the same family, about to go head-to-head in a catastrophic civil war.
And this is the question that kicks off the entire epic. It's from the blind emperor Dhritarashtra, and he's basically asking for a live report from the battlefield. But listen to how he phrases it. My sons and the sons of Pandu. See that? He immediately draws a line in the sand. This isn't just a king asking a question, this is a father who's already picked a side, and he's desperate to know what's happening to his family as they're about to tear each other apart.
Okay, let's flip the camera, so to speak. Now we're looking at things from the perspective of the aggressor, Prince Duryodhana. He walks up to his own military teacher, Drona. And get this, Drona is ironically fighting on his side, and he starts sizing up both armies, listing all the heavy hitters on the field.
So Duryodhana starts running down the roster, pointing out all the great heroes. For the Pandavas, the opposition, he names guys like Bhima and Arjuna. Then he looks at his own side and mentions absolute powerhouses like Bhishma and Karna. But this is where it gets really interesting. You have to listen to how he frames their power.
And right here, you can totally see the psychology at play. Duryodhana calls his own army's strength unlimited, but he dismisses his enemies as insufficient. Talk about a classic military blunder, right? His judgment is just completely clouded by greed and this deep-seated hatred. This is that exact kind of hubris that has doomed leaders throughout history. That dangerous overconfidence you get when you want something way too badly.
So, to get the troops fired up, the great-grandsire Bhishma, who's the commander of Duryodhana's army, he just lets out this roar like a lion and blows his conch shell. That sound is meant to pump up his soldiers, fill them with excitement, and signal that it's time to go.
And then, from all the way across the field, comes this incredibly powerful answer. You've got Krishna and Arjuna on their magnificent chariot, and they blow their own divine conches. And then bam, the entire Pandava army joins in, and this combined sound just erupts like thunder.
And this just brilliantly shows the immediate psychological warfare going on. Remember all that confidence Duryodhana had just a minute ago? Well, it's gone. Poof! The sheer power and the unity in that sound completely shatters the morale on his side, and not a single arrow has even been fired yet.
Okay, let's shift our focus now to the hero of our story, the great warrior Arjuna. Just as the battle is about to kick off, he turns to his charioteer, Krishna, and makes this one fateful request, a request that changes absolutely everything.
He wants a better look. He wants to see exactly who these people are, who has shown up ready to fight for, as he calls them, the wicked son of Dhritarashtra. He wants to look his enemy right in the eye.
So Krishna, who's called the infallible one for a reason, he drives this incredible chariot right into the middle of it all, into the no-man's land between the two armies. But the sight that greets Arjuna, well, it is not at all what he was expecting.
He sees family. He sees his grandfathers like Bhishma. He sees his teachers like Drona. He's looking at his uncles, his cousins, his brothers-in-law. Even his own sons and grandsons are out there fighting on both sides. Suddenly, this war isn't some abstract conflict anymore. It's a full-blown family tragedy about to unfold.
And when he sees them, his own flesh and blood, all ready to kill each other, the greatest warrior of his generation is just overcome. But not with battle rage. No, what hits him is this profound, overwhelming sorrow.
And it's his body that reacts first. Let's be really clear here. This isn't cowardice. This is a deep, gut-level human response to a completely impossible situation. We're told his famous Gandiva bow literally slips from his hand. He can't even stand up straight anymore. Then his mind finally catches up to his heart, and he starts to build this logical argument against the war. And it's not coming from a place of fear, but from this sudden, horrifyingly clear vision of what the consequences are going to be.
He just lays it all out for Krishna. He starts making these arguments, like a domino effect. He says, killing their own kin will destroy their family traditions forever. And when traditions are gone, unrighteousness takes over. That leads to the degradation of women, which results in unwanted children. He's basically predicting the total collapse of their social and moral order, something that will poison generations to come. He's convinced they're about to commit a terrible sin.
So here's the bottom line, the crucial point. His despair is so total, and his conviction is so strong that he says he'd rather have the enemy just kill him. Right there, unarmed, not fighting back. He would rather die than take part in this family slaughter. And with that, having said his piece, Arjuna just casts aside his bow and arrows. He sits down on the chariot, his heart just completely heavy with sorrow. The hero of the Pandavas has laid down his weapon. The whole battle has stopped before it even started, all because of one man's crisis of conscience. You know, this moment of intense personal crisis, this is why the Bhagavad Gita is about to be spoken. It's the whole reason for it. All the profound philosophy that's about to come, it's a direct answer to this very human, very real moment of conflict and despair.
And this is something we really have to get. Unlike a lot of wars fought over big ideas or religion, this was, at its heart, a family feud. It was a war born from really universal human faults, right? Greed for power, jealousy, and just a failure to do the right thing. And that's what makes Arjuna's dilemma so incredibly relatable, even all these thousands of years later.
And this leaves Arjuna, and really all of us, with this timeless question: when your duty conflicts with your heart, which one do you follow? I mean, he's a warrior. His duty, his dharma, is to fight. But his heart is screaming that this fight is a monstrous sin. It's a crisis that echoes in our own lives, right? Whenever our job, our duty, clashes with our personal conscience. It's the ultimate rock-and-a-hard-place scenario, and it's what sets the stage for one of the greatest philosophical conversations in all of human history.